السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على أشرف المخلوقين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. We started last week talking about Surah Al-Haaqah, and we say Al-Haaqah is one of the names of the Day of Judgment. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this surah, He told us about the people of Thamud, people of Ad, and how He destroyed them with the wind. And it was for 7 nights, 8 days. And He said to us that nothing remained from them. They were completely destroyed. And we say these are what we call them Al-Arabu Al-Ba'ida, that they don't exist anymore. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in ayah number 9, He said, وَجَاءَ فِرْعَوْنُ وَمَنْ قَبْلَهُ وَالْمُؤْتَفِكَاتُ بِالْخَاطِئَةِ فَعَصَوْا رَسُولَ رَبِّهِمْ فَأَخَذَهُمْ أَخْذَةً رَابِيَةً إِنَّا لَمَّا طَغَى الْمَاءُ حَمَلْنَاكُمْ فِي الْجَارِيَةِ لِنَجْعَلَهَا لَكُمْ تَذْكِرَةً وَتَعِيهَا أُذُنٌ وَاعِيَةٌ. صدق الله العظيم. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talk about the people of Ad and the people of Thamud, and He told us how He destroyed them, but He continued telling us also about other people. وَجَاءَ فِرْعَوْنُ وَمَنْ قَبْلَهُ, and He is reminding us about the people of Fir'aun. We know that's the story of Musa alayhi salam, and how Fir'aun has all the power, the authority, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He does whatever He wants, the way He wants. Fir'aun, he said, أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى, I am the highest God that could exist. That's what he claimed. And he said also, مَا عَلِمْتُ لَكُمْ مِنْ إِلَهٍ غَيْرِي, I don't know that there's any God but only me. But then he ended up by what? Being destroyed, and all his army in the ocean. That is actually the end of anyone who is claiming or challenging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَالْمُؤْتَفِكَاتُ بِالْخَاطِئَةِ. Al-Mu'tafikat. Al-Mu'tafikat is the plural of Mu'tafika. And it also comes from the word ifk, and which is related to any kind of fahisha. The people of Al-Mu'tafika, and you may realize here, Allah didn't mention the name of any prophet, but He mentioned only the name of their people, their qawm. He said Ad, He said Thamud, He said Fir'aun, and He said Al-Mu'tafika. Al-Mu'tafika are the people of Lut alayhi salam. So we know what they did. It is a kind of fahisha that never existed before, and they went to the extreme. And He destroyed them completely. We probably talked about this before, the way how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala finished the people of Lut, that nothing remained from them. Allah said, وَفِرْعَوْنُ وَمَنْ قَبْلَهُ وَالْمُؤْتَفِكَاتُ بِالْخَاطِئَةِ. خاطئة comes from khati'ah, this big sin, fahisha, man with man, woman with woman. And we should be very, very careful, and we should be very cautious also, that this kind of fahisha is spreading so much in the world right now, more than any other time before. Probably if we look just back 30 years ago, things was not the way it is right now, but now it's something that they want to normalize it. They want everyone to accept it as something normal, starting with even with our schools. We had few khutbahs talking about this, how even in first grade and second grade and kindergarten, we're teaching the kids the basic thing that it's okay to choose to be a boy or a girl or something else. And the little child will come to his parents and say, Father, can I be A or B or something else? And what is something else? Imagine a child, your child, you're talking to him at that age with this, and you don't have no power, no authority to do anything. If you go to the school and you talk to them, They say this is the curriculum, you cannot stand against it. And in some states it's even worse. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these people destroyed them completely. Completely. Fire, water, earthquake, wind, storm. It's like all kind of punishment Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to these people. I look at the ayah what it says also. فَعَصَوْا رَسُولَ رَبِّهِمْ. They disobey رَسُولَ رَبِّهِمْ, the messenger of their Lord. Okay. فَأَخَذَهُمْ أَخْذَةً رَابِيَةً. He took them, and look at the word over here, رَابِيَةً. The word رَابِيَةً, if you look at it again in the Arabic language, comes from the word raba, which is riba. What is the riba? It's more than what it's supposed to be. 100 with 100, no, 100 with 110. So that means it go beyond. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took these people for punishment, He took them أخذة رابية, more than it happened to the people before them. Yeah, He destroyed Ad and Thamud and Fir'aun. That was a big destruction. But for the people of Al-Mu'tafikat, it was beyond something that you could imagine. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, again, He reminds us about the people of Nuh. إِنَّا لَمَّا طَغَى الْمَاءُ حَمَلْنَاكُمْ فِي الْجَارِيَةِ. طَغَى يَطْغُو, طغيان, to go to the extreme. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He reminds us about the people of Nuh, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the water from the sky and from the ground and from the oceans. طَغَى الْمَاء, the water went over the limit, even covers the what? The mountains. That's not normal. And that's the son of Nuh, when the father told him, come with us, the water will be. He said, don't worry. سَآوِي إِلَى جَبَلٍ يَعْصِمُنِي مِنَ الْمَاءِ. He said, don't worry, I'm going to go to the top of the highest mountain. Water cannot reach me there. And that looks normal for us, because it will look abnormal that the water will go to the top of the mountain. But you just don't know the strength of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا قَدَرُ اللَّهَ حَقَّ قَدْرِهِ. We just don't know the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He wants to change anything. Just recently, 2 days ago, on Friday, we felt some earthquake. And that earthquake, how long it takes an earthquake? Can an earthquake take an hour? What do you think? Imagine if an earthquake take an hour. Right? Half an hour. 5 minutes. A minute. Can you imagine this? We cannot take an earthquake of a minute. We are so advanced in technology, we are so powerful, but we can't. Subhanallah. Anyway, going back, the water went beyond the limit, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. Once the water went high, He said, حَمَلْنَاكُمْ فِي الْجَارِيَةِ. We carry you in what? Al-Jariyah. The word Al-Jariyah in Arabic language may have more than one meaning. Al-Jariyah means a servant. Al-Jariyah means it comes from the word jara, yajri, to run. But Al-Jariyah is something which is now referring to what? To the boat, because it goes over the water. So Allah said, once the water came up, what we did, we saved you. We carried you what? In Al-Jariyah. لِنَجْعَلَهَا لَكُمْ تَذْكِرَةً وَتَعِيهَا أُذُنٌ وَاعِيَةٌ. We put this for you as a tadhkirah, as a reminder. Whenever we feel like we are too strong and nothing could happen to us, we are beyond because that's what we feel. Nothing could happen to us. We are just too powerful. Yeah, it happened to the people before us, but not to us. You know, sometimes even in a small level, we see people dying around us, an accident happen, but you feel like it's not going to happen to me. I am too special. Or even, no, that's not for me. Yes, think that way. SubhanAllah. Reach anybody, any moment. Death does not make a choice between a young man, an old man, healthy person, not a healthy person, man, women, kids. That's how it is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is a reminder for you. How we did for the people of Ad, the people of Thamud, the people of Lut, the people of Nuh, the people of Musa. Different people, different places, different kind of disobedience, all of them. وَتَعِيهَا أُذُنٌ وَاعِيَةٌ, an ear, which is you listen and you comprehend. Most of the time we hear, but after a little while, it goes with the wind, subhanAllah. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, okay, this is the situation that happened to the people, it may happen to anyone. And then He reminded us, there's another day, and that's the day that nobody will miss. فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ نَفْخَةٌ وَاحِدَةٌ. Once Allah, He said, in the sword, in the mountain, the angel will blow one time. نَفْخَةٌ وَاحِدَةٌ. And we know from the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that an angel is being created, which is Israfil. And his job is nothing except he's waiting. He's waiting for what? An order from Allah to blow, and then the whole world will finish. The hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saying that Israfil alayhi salam, an angel of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said from the day when Allah created him, he is just being alert, waiting for the command from Allah. That's his job, to blow. And then everything will finish. You know the way how we are, we don't feel that there is an end. We feel like always there's more, and there's more, and there's more. And whenever there's some kind of disaster, we feel like, oh, probably the end of the world is coming. But then you say, oh no, it's not coming. It's not coming. It's not coming. In the end of Surah Al-Shu'ara, there's an ayah which is one of the scariest ayahs. It says, أَفَرَأَيْتَ إِن مَتَّعْنَاهُمْ سِنِينَ ثُمَّ جَاءَهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يَحْذَرُونَ مَا كَانُوا يُوعَدُونَ مَا أَغْنَى عَنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يُمَتَّعُونَ. 3 sentences, but it is one of the scariest ayahs that even one of the scholars, Ibrahim ibn Adham, took his son and he said, let's go visit the scholar of the time, which is, his name was Al-Hasan al-Basri, a Zahid. And his words, he used to say his words like the words of the prophets. So he took his son with him and he went to Al-Hasan and he asked him for an advice. He looked at him and he didn't say much. He said, I'm just going to remind you, أَفَرَأَيْتَ إِن مَتَّعْنَاهُمْ سِنِينَ ثُمَّ جَاءَهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يُوعَدُونَ مَا أَغْنَى عَنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يُمَتَّعُونَ. The person, Ibrahim ibn Adham, what happened to him? He fainted. He lost conscience. He felt the words. We will explain that. And after that, when he woke up, he left with his son, and his son said, he didn't say much. He said, whatever he said, if you comprehend it, you really understand what is this word is for. The word says, أَفَرَأَيْتَ. Do you see? Allah is talking to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. أَفَرَأَيْتَ. Do you see? إِن مَتَّعْنَاهُمْ سِنِينَ. If we let them enjoy Sinin for years, which is happened for all of us. We enjoy time, clothes, family, food, traveling, you name it, the sun, the moon, the health. For years you enjoy that. You do whatever you want. أَفَرَأَيْتَ إِن مَتَّعْنَاهُمْ سِنِينَ for years. ثُمَّ then جَاءَهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يُوعَدُونَ. Then we will bring them what we promised them. The punishment. The punishment. Then Allah said, مَا أَغْنَى عَنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يُمَتَّعُونَ. Now all that mut'a, all those enjoyment, will that benefit them? It's not. Whatever I'm enjoying right now, if something happened to me next day, it's like it never happened. Whatever I eat, I drink, I enjoy, after 1 second, if I am in pain, I feel like I didn't enjoy anything. And that's what happened to the human being. We enjoy and we enjoy. And all of a sudden, 1 second, it happened and then it's like it never happened. Death comes, or sometimes not even death. It's just someone is being deprived from some of the ni'mas. Some of the ni'mas, one of the ni'mas, subhanAllah. Example, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep all of you safe and healthy and your families, inshallah. Sometimes, you know what, just like kidneys failures, right? You're fine, kidneys are working properly, no problem. And you go to the doctor and say, oh, you have a kidneys failure. Then what am I going to do? Oh, you cannot eat this, you cannot drink this, you cannot do this, you cannot. And then you have to do dialysis every week 3 times. And then that dialysis, it takes like 3-4 hours. When you come home, you are completely exhausted. And you're going to live like that for all your life. أَفَرَأَيْتَ إِن مَتَّعْنَاهُمْ سِنِينَ. Do you see? They were enjoying that piece of body part. It was working, functioning properly, no problem. Right? Nothing? You enjoy it. And then Allah said, ثُمَّ جَاءَهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يُوعَدُونَ. And what I promised, what I told is going to happen. And then give this one, not this kidneys things, any kind of ni'mah. You're enjoying. Sometimes you have your feet, you're walking, and you don't realize the importance, the value. And then an accident, and you have to use a wheelchair. What will happen? Any kind of ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَفَرَأَيْتَ إِن مَتَّعْنَاهُمْ سِنِينَ ثُمَّ جَاءَهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يُوعَدُونَ ما كانوا يمتعون. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ نَفْخَةً وَاحِدَةً وَحُمِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ وَالْجِبَالُ فَدُكَّتَا دَكَّةً وَاحِدَةً. This is again, we talk about like movies again. How those beautiful, they spend millions of dollars for those movies to make the things look scary. But look at just this ayah. وَحُمِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ وَالْجِبَالُ. We carry the earth and the mountains. Who can carry the earth and the mountains? The earth itself and all the mountains. فَدُكَّتَا دَكَّةً وَاحِدًا. All of it in once are being smashed, destroyed. What kind of picture is this? When you try to visualize that, subhanAllah. فَيَوْمَئِذٍ وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةِ. That's the day of what? Al-Waqi'ah. One of the names of the day of judgment. وَانْشَقَّتِ السَّمَاءُ فَهِيَ يَوْمَئِذٍ وَاهِيَةٌ. The heavens are being opened, being split, if you want. Shaq, that means to split, to break it. I don't know what will happen when the sama is being cut or broken. Stars will be falling on us. Comets will be falling on us. Fire will be falling on us. The sun will be closer to us. It's scary. وَالْمَلَكُ عَلَىٰ أَرْجَائِهَا وَيَحْمِلُ عَرْشَ رَبِّكَ فَوْقَهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ ثَمَانِيَةٌ. Angels on the top of the heavens, subhanAllah. And Allah even mentioning something else. He's mentioning some angels, very special angels, we call them Hamalatul Arsh, the carriers of the Arsh, the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't know how they look like, how big they are. But it just gives you something which is, you cannot even understand. وَيَحْمِلُ عَرْشَ رَبِّكَ فَوْقَهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ ثَمَانِيَةٌ. He even give us the number of those called حَمَلَةُ الْعَرْشِ. يَوْمَئِذٍ تُعْرَضُونَ لَا تَخْفَى مِنْكُمْ خَافِيَةٌ. That's the day Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all of us will be exposed, presented to Him, and we cannot hide anything. What can we hide? How can we hide? It says that's the day of تَطَايُرُ الْكُتُبِ. The books will be flying. And you don't know, your book will fly and then will fall where? On your right hand or on the left hand? فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ. Whoever will get the chance, and the book will come to your right hand. And don't think, no, I'm going to catch it with the right hand, even if it goes on the left. This is not a joke. It's completely different. Do you know that we may not even be able to move our body part? Do you know that our body part will be talking also? What are you talking about? Yeah. In some of the ayahs, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, when Allah talks to the people and asks them, they will lie. They will lie to Allah just like they lie to anyone. So Allah, what He will do? يَوْمَ نَخْتِمُ. It will close on their hands, on their mouth, on their nose. And then your body part will start talking. Your hand will say, yeah, you touched the haram with this. Your feet say, yeah, you walked to the haram with me. And then you cannot say anything that Allah gives you the ability to speak, and then you say, I was lying because I'm trying just to protect you. You say, Antaqana Allah. It is Allah who gives us the ability to speak. On that day, we will be exposed. The book is there. And the book will be presented, exposed in front of everyone. That is really very scary. You know, all what we do, we hide it. Okay, some people that you like, you respect, you love, you don't want to look bad in front of them. You don't want to look ugly in front of them. Right? You're going to be exposed in front of them. It could be a father, a mother, a brother, friends, scholars, whatever. Not only that, some people that you don't like, you don't love, you hate them. Now those people also, you will be exposed in front of them. They will look at you, oh, that's the way how you are. It's very shameful, right? But in the other side, the people that do it good. وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ, the one whose book will come in his right hand, will be very happy. Very happy. Not only very happy, actually he will be very proud. And I will say, هَاؤُمُ اقْرَؤُوا كِتَابِيَهْ. Here is, please go read my book. إِنِّي ظَنَنْتُ أَنِّي مُلَاقٍ حِسَابِيَهْ. I know that I'm going to be facing this hisab. Subhanallah. يوم تعرضون لا تخفى منكم خافية وأما من أوتي كتابه بشماله. And the one that his book will be received with his left. So what he will say. He looked at his book and he's embarrassed, as we said. All the sins, the small one, the big one, the scary one, the shameful one. One day what he did, what he said, what he cheated, what he, يا ليتني لم أوت كتابيه. If only I did not receive this book. ولم أدري ما حسابيه. And I didn't even stop here to have this hisab. يا ليتها كانت القاضية. If only I don't even exist. I die right now. ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني سلطانية. My wealth did not benefit me now. ما أغنى عني مالية. المال, your wealth. أغنى, that would be sufficient for you, right? Say ما أغنى. My money, my wealth is not helping me, right? ما أغنى عني مالية هلك عني سلطانية. Sultan means the power, the authority, whatever you have. It could be the power of the family, the power of the position, the power of whatever. You say, my sultan is gone. Finish. It reminds us actually to Harun al-Rashid, one of the most powerful emperor in the history of the human being. Probably the greatest emperor in the Muslims' history. He ruled the Muslims' ummah from the border of China to the Atlantic Ocean. He's the one who used to say, when he goes on the top of his palace, and a cloud was passing by, and it did the rain. So he looked at the crowd, and then he said, اذهبي فأمطري حيث شئتِ يأتيني خراجك. He's talking to the cloud with so much pride, and he said, you go and you rain wherever you rain. I will get the fruits of you, because the kharaj will come, the taxes will come for that. That's Harun al-Rashid. When he was dying, he looked at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the sky and he said, يا من لا ينتهي ملكه, or يا من لا يفنى ملكه, ارحم عبدا فني ملكه. Oh, the one that his power, his authority will never finish. Have mercy on someone that his authority is finishing. That's what the ayah says. هَلَكَ عَنِّي سُلْطَانِيَةً. My power is gone. I don't have it. And then the angels are talking. Scary way, subhanallah. What he said. خُذُوهُ فَغُلُّوهُ. Take him. Put chains on him. خُذُوهُ. Take him. فَغُلُّوهُ. Al-aghlal means the heavy chains. ثُمَّ الْجَحِيمَ صَلُّوهُ. Then al-jahim, the burning fire, put him there, let him face that. ثم في سلسلة ذرعها 70 ذراعا فاسلكوه. Then put him in a chain which has like 70 rings. That's where you put him. Why will you put him like this? Why this scary situation? Allah is saying, إنه كان لا يؤمن بالله العظيم. He didn't believe in Allah. Al-Azim, the greatest. Whenever something is, yeah, okay. And then even sometimes you have to say something and then, Wallahi al-Azim, I did that. Wallahi al-Azim, I didn't do that. You did not realize the word of Allah that you put it in front, in your... You know the... وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. And he does not even encourage to feed the poor people. When we're talking about إِنَّهُ كَانَ لَا يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ الْعَظِيمِ, it's not only you believing in God, Allah, but actually what the belief takes. What the belief takes. It takes that you always put in your mind that I will be facing Allah. So I'm supposed to take a decision right now. Now my decision I'm going to take. Now, do I put in my mind that this decision I will be facing Allah and I will be in front of Him and I have to give the explanation. Okay, me and my wife. I know she doesn't have no power. She has no money. Family is not there. They cannot help her. I have the full authority. Where's the iman of Allah in your heart? With dealing with your wife, your spouse. Because you know that she doesn't have any support, so you are abusing that. But probably if you know that she has the support, she has the power, she has the authority, what you feel some kind of, no, I cannot mess up with her. No, it's not. Or it could be with anyone, subhanAllah. And we know, and I'm sorry that we bring in these topics, especially sometimes when we deal with our families, especially in-laws. And we realize like a lot of people are fighting because of this. My in-laws did not want this. My didn't want that. My... Now, do you put Allah in front of you when you take that action? This will solve all the problems. If Allah is there and He's asking me, would I take the same action that I'm taking right now? Allah is always in front of us, but we just don't realize that. Do you think Allah is not here with me and with you? When you walk, when you talk, He's now watching you. He is watching you. Sometimes when a good person, some people that you respect, they come to solve a problem. You say, oh, because of this person, I'm going to do this. I'm going to consider the situation. I'm going to consider the action. Just because of this person, I'm going to tolerate that. Beautiful. You're acting as a nice person. Why don't you do it differently? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there. More important than the face of any other human being. Let's say Rasulullah now is with us. And he came to you and then he said, okay, can you please let it happen? Can you please let it go? I say, oh, of course, Rasulullah, I cannot say no to you. But actually Allah is there. He's telling you, I am there. I'm watching you. But the presence of Allah is not there in our heart. Well, that's what we said. إِنَّهُ كَانَ لَا يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ الْعَظِيمِ. It's not he doesn't know that Allah is one. There is, he knows. But he doesn't take the action according to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِنَّهُ كَانَ لَا يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ الْعَظِيمِ وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. Because of that, Allah said, فَلَيْسَ لَهُ الْيَوْمَ هَاهُنَا حَمِيمٌ. Today, he has no hamim, no friend. Nobody will be there for him. وَلَا طَعَامٌ إِلَّا مِنْ غِسْلِينَ. And no food, but only from something completely disgusting, burning. لَا يَأْكُلُهُ إِلَّا الْخَاطِئُونَ. Who eats that? The people who are committing the sins. فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِمَا تُبْصِرُونَ وَمَا لَا تُبْصِرُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who's doing the qasam over here. And when Allah does the qasam, He swears by something, it means it's something big. And then He's telling us, this is, what is it? إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلُ رَسُولٍ كَرِيمٍ. These are the words of a messenger from Allah. Kareem, honor, generous. وَمَا هُوَ بِقَوْلِ شَاعِرٍ قَلِيلًا مَا تُؤْمِنُونَ. وَلَا بِقَوْلِ is not the saying of a poet. Sometimes you believe in him. وَلَا بِقَوْلِ كَاهِنٍ قَلِيلًا مَا تَذَّكَّرُونَ. Or the saying of a fortune teller. Sometimes you remember him. تَنْزِيلٌ مِّن رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. It is definitely a revelation from Allah. I'm taking an extra 2 minutes because of the last ayahs. These ayahs, subhanAllah, are connected always to an incident. So Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. Umar al-Khattab, as we know, he didn't accept Islam in the beginning. On the first year, the second year, the third year, the fourth year, the fifth year. And during this period of time, he was tough, rude, harsh to the Muslims. And always he would try to find a way how he could hurt someone. It says one day, subhanAllah, he was with his friends, and they were hanging out in the night time. Probably they were drunk. That time drinking was okay, even for the Muslims yet. But he was not Muslim yet, anyway. So when he finished, he asked his friend, let's continue somewhere. He said, no, we're tired. We're going to go home. But he didn't want to. So what he said again, let me go to the Kaaba. I'm going to make some tawaf and I will go. He would say, what are you talking about? Yeah. The Arab used to believe in that and used to respect the Kaaba. So he went. When he went to the Kaaba, when he was about to make the tawaf, he heard a voice. And when he came closer, it was actually Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam reciting the Quran. And this is the very first touch that's going to touch the heart of Umar radiallahu anhu. So when he came, and Umar was a person who has a lot of knowledge of Arabic language, have the taste of understanding and feeling the words. When he came, he heard the Prophet was reciting this surah, Surah Al-Haaqah. And he heard about Al-Haaqah and the description that I was telling you, how it happened, the people before, the punishment. And he felt it. And it was sweet and it was scary. And then he said, this is interesting. This is different. This is like poet. This is like poetry. So when he said that, when he said this is like poetry, at that moment, the Prophet was reciting the last part and he says, وَمَا هُوَ بِقَوْلِ شَاعِرٍ قَلِيلًا مَا تُؤْمِنُونَ. This is not the words of a sha'ir, of a poet. Sometimes you believe in that. Omar said to himself, oh, I was saying in my mind, looks like poetry, and this guy, he's not seeing me, but he's like answering to what I said. This is not the saying of a poet. Okay, if it's not the saying of a poet, this looks like the saying of those kahana, the fortune tellers, the way you speak or talk, they make the sound. And at that moment when he said that, the ayah says, Rasulullah was reciting and saying, وَلَا بِقَوْلِ كَاهِنٍ قَلِيلًا مَا تَذَكَّرُونَ. And this is not the saying of a kahin, of a fortune teller, very rare when you remember them. Umar really got scared. This guy doesn't see me, and it's like he's reading my mind while I am hiding and he's reciting. And he's reciting something which is in harmony. It's not like he fabricating the words. Word is following the other word. Then he said to himself, if this is not the saying of sha'ir, it's not the saying of a kahin, then what is it? In his mind. And the moment when he said in his mind, Rasulullah was not listening to him. Rasulullah was reciting, تَنْزِيلٌ مِّن رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. This is the tanzeel, the revelation from Rabb al-Alamin. Umar heard that. He ran home. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to say. This was the first time that Islam, Iman, will knock the heart of Umar. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive all of us. Wa astaghfirullah kum jami'al mu'mineen. If you have any comments or questions, inshallah. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو حي لا يموت بيده الخير وإليه المصير وعلى كل شيء قدير. اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.